Charlotte. Charlotte. Charlotte Pipe and Foundry, as you can see up there. This is a 3-inch Charlotte. I call it a T, but it's not really like a T. As you can see, it's kind of like an angle T. So with this, you can have one water connect into two other waters. This is black. This is a black ABS pipe. Black is for sewer. White pipes are for water. Now what's tricky is it says it's 3-inch, but don't think you can use a 3-inch white pipe. It's actually a different size. They're slightly different. So that way you don't get your crappy sewer water mixed up with your clean water. Anyway, hey, my name's Rod. This video is to show you how to install an RV sewer connection into your septic tank. If any of you have been RVing, you see these little connections down at the RV site. You just you unplug this, you unscrew this. This is a clean out cap, or what they call a clean out valve, a clean out plug. This is an ABS clean out plug, again made by Charlotte Pipe and Foundry, made in the USA. Go USA. Hey, so what you do is at an RV site, you pull these plugs, then you're going to put your black and gray water in here, and that's going to run to the sewer at the RV site. So we're using the same stuff to put it in a house, so that in our backyard we could plug an RV in and have sewer. So we bought this clean out plug. This is actually the plug. We bought this part, which is it's called a 3-inch fitting for clean out. Fitting for clean out. So that's going to screw in there. This part is going to go, it's going to be glued into here. So basically, and then this is the clean out. So what we're going to do is, we found our sewer connection. We already dug the hole. We're going to put this in, cut this sewer connection, put this in, and then this is going to stick right above the ground. When you pull your RV up, you're going to unscrew this, connect the crapper hose in there, and then you can drain your water in your backyard instead of having to go to an RV campsite and spend $35 a day. So how I did this was, it was pretty easy for me to find this. This is here's our house. Here's our pooper, and basically it drains down. They always make these a little bit sloping downwards. It drains down here, and for some reason they put a connection here so you could do maintenance or look. So it's actually pretty easy to find. It's a 3-inch pipe sticking way out the side of our hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that T in right here. So what I did is I dug a little hole. I dug this dirt out here. I dug all this dirt out, and I'm going to put the T right here so that the top of the T, the clean out plug part, is going to stick up right about ground level here. So right about there. And you're gonna, when we park our Fleetwood RV, basically you have a tube that comes out of the RV that's going to be placed right there in that plug, and then the gray water and the black water will go down underground into this T, which is already in there. It's going to flow down into the septic tank. This is the septic tank for the house. Septic tank has leach lines where all the water basically goes into the ground and feeds a couple trees and some green stuff that's out there in the backyard. So anyway, just wanted to give you an idea of how this works. Now, for me, the foundation of the house, I did this little dotted line. The foundation of the house, if you went level with the foundation of the house and went outward, this is about 30 feet out, you notice that the ground slopes here. So at the ground level here is actually lower than the ground level over there. Where I'm going to put the T right here is basically a ground level at this location, but it's below. It's actually more like connecting it down here if you were to be at the same level. I had some concerns that if this were ever to back up, sometimes septic tanks do get full, that water would then come out here at this location. The only way to get around that is basically put the connection all the way above this dotted line, about right here. Now, I could have put the connection here and put the T right there, but then as you see, for my RV, my water has to come out of my RV, then it has to go up into this thing, and what happens is all the poop gets stuck right there. So I could have put it here, and the only advantage here is if this whole system ever gets backed up, poo water would never come out here from the house. Unfortunately, that doesn't really work very well for drainage from the RV. In my case, this RV is just, it's sitting too low to connect it here. Now in your property, if you're able to put it here, it's actually pretty ideal, and if you're able to get good drainage, that way no matter what happens in these lines, let's say, you know, down over here or somewhere way down here, all your let's say right here, you get a blockage. Okay, if it's blocked there, all of a sudden your RV, you might notice it pretty quick on your RV, but where you would notice it first probably is if I do the connection here, I'm going to notice the water is going to start rolling down this hill. But with my plug-in, I'm not going to notice there. So if my Fleetwood RV's gone, the water's going to back all the way up, all the way back into the house. It's going to come out the seal right there, and it's going to cause a little flood in your house. Well, it is what it is, and it happens with septic tanks as they get old. So hopefully we keep this clean, and we never do get a blockage right here. If we do get a blockage, you know, you're going to notice it here first, because this point is substantially farther below any point in the house. If we are connected and we get an outlet and we get a blockage here, we're going to have basically, you know, some sewage dripping here coming from the house. Gravity takes the path of least resistance. The sewage and the water takes the path of least resistance. If this was completely blocked, the easiest path for it to get out would be right at this point. That's okay. It's not going to go back into the RV. Eventually we'll notice that things aren't working very well. But this works for us. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already cut this pipe right. I've already dug out this hole right here that you see. I've removed all the dirt. I'm going to show a video of where that is and where the pipe connection fits there. I'm going to have another video of once it's all installed and finished so you could see that. I hope this helps anyone trying to install a septic system for their RV. You might have challenges finding this pipe. I would suggest look at the plans of the house. If you can't find those, sometimes the city might be able to help you find where the sewer is going. You shouldn't, this is not for sewer, by the way. This is for septic tank. You could probably do it for sewer too, but any installation like that, because you're dealing with the city, you'd probably have to get a permit for. I'm not going to get a permit for this. I am going to check to see what they say. I'm not going to use this very often, so it's not going to be a permanent installation, so I don't think it needs a permit in my state, but it may need a permit even to connect into your sewer, into your own septic tank. Keep in mind, septic tanks do eventually get full, the leach lines do eventually get clogged, and you will need to pump out your septic tank every now and then. Once it starts getting full, you can have it pumped. I think this is a 30-year-old house. We've had to do this twice. We did it twice. Once after the second time, the septic tank and all these leach lines have been completely clogged. What I understand, you can actually get somebody not only to take this out, but they can also go in and clear out these lines, extending the septic tank life so that you don't have to repair and replace this whole system. And unfortunately for us, ours were so clogged by the time we the second time around, we ended up having to replace this entire system, which cost about $7,000. So keep in mind, if you have a septic tank, you're going to need to do maintenance on it every now and then. Good maintenance, cleaning these lines, sending somebody down here. They have a little system where they can suck out these leach lines, will extend your septic tank. So it could actually last 50 years. In my case, ours only lasted 7 years. Anyway, I'm going to combine this video with the other video. Here's our little house. And again, this is how I'm connecting my Fleetwood RV's sewer to our septic tank. The septic tank connection that I found, the septic tank is actually right there where those two rocks are. The leach lines go all the way out into those green areas. That's why the grass is growing green there, is because the water, and you can see that tree, are being all fed by the water that's going into that septic system. You can see all around us the ground is just brown, but right here it is green from the water. So I found my pipe. I've dug a hole around the pipe, and what I'm going to do is install this T. I'm going to use glue. There's my glue and primer. I've sanded the inside of these connections with handy dandy steel wool. You just sand them inside here so the glue sticks better. Once I've installed this, you could see this is a little bit higher than ground level, which is okay for me. And actually this is going to be fully pushed in about a ½ inch. This is going to be another ½ inch down, so it'll be pretty close to ground level once I put it in there. This is, at this point right here, is actually below the house. The house is over there on the other side. So because this is below the house, at any point in time, water should drain in there fine. And the water drain from the house happens about 14 inches below there, and it goes out to the septic system. So we should have pretty good drainage here. The ground here goes up a little bit, so the RV is going to be probably about right here, about 8 feet away. It'll drain over there. Should drain fine into the septic tank. This is 4-inch pipe, so ignore that. So I'll make another video when it's all put together, and remember to use gloves. This purple primer is pretty funky, and this glue also creates a lot of fumes that probably aren't good for your unborn children or your lungs in general. So anyway, I'll create another video when I'm done here to show how it looks. Okay, here's the pipe. It is now glued using this is multiple all-purpose cement. It works on PVC or ABS. So anyway, some people put it on both sides of the coupling. I only put it on one, but I definitely do purple primer on the inside of both. This purple primer is actually, I don't know what chemical it is, but it appears to actually melt the plastic once you put it on, and then if you feel the plastic, you actually feel a tiny bit of it. So it must be some nasty chemical. So I'd be careful of that stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna let this pipe dry, and then we should be good to go. Here's my connection. I checked with a level that it is the bottom of it. This is a level. Let's see. Well, anyway, yeah. So you can see it about right there. It's level with the ground. This ground goes up, so it's level with the ground here, about a foot above. So it's probably going to stick a little bit above the ground, but it's actually going to have pretty good flow because our RV is going to come from here, which is uphill. It's going to flow down into this, which is downhill. And yeah, so this goes down. They put a cap here. This actually goes down into the septic tank. I didn't want to use this because this is way too high. So anyway, I had to cut it, put in this coupling here. Charlotte, good people at Charlotte Plumbing make these. And here's my clean out that I'm gonna, if I'm not using it, I'm gonna keep that on there to keep all the bugs and water and everything from getting in my septic system. Kind of weird how that, wow, that screws a lot really far in. I don't think I'm gonna put it that close far. And this was there before. So anyway, I'm gonna cover it all in dirt and probably just put a few pieces of I don't know, I might put a little some brick around there just to keep track of where it's at. But this one's pretty hard to lose track of, because you got this big piece of pipe sticking out here. It's a big vent. So anyway, that's it, and hope you enjoyed how to put an RV connection in your septic tank. Thanks.